Hi everyone, welcome to GTech Techno Solution Private Limited. We are going to discuss about two-dimensional figures. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in this session. We are going to discuss about triangle, scalene triangle, isosceles triangle, followed by equilateral triangle, acute-angled triangle, right-angled triangle, obtuse-angle triangle, and we will be discussing about quadrilaterals such as parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus and trapezium. And we will also discuss about polygon. Let us first discuss about triangle. Triangle is a closed figure which is formed by joining three line segments end to end. Each line segment forms a side of a triangle. It is a polygon with least number of sides. So triangle has just three sides. Hence it is a polygon with least amount of sides. So, this is all about the two-dimensional figure triangle. Next, we are going to discuss about the scalene triangle. A triangle is said to be a scalene triangle if all the three sides are unequal in length. In case of an isosceles triangle, a triangle with two sides equal and the third side unequal is said to be an isosceles triangle. A triangle is said to be an equilateral triangle if all the three sides are equal. So these are the types of triangle with respect to the sides. Next we are going to discuss about acute-angled triangle. If the angles of a triangle are less than 90 degrees, then the triangle is said to be acute-angled triangle. If all the angles are less than 90 degrees, then the triangle is said to have acute angles and hence it is an acute angle triangle. Next we are going to study about the right angled triangle. In a right angled triangle, one of the angles of the triangle will be a right angle, that is 90 degrees. And if a triangle has one of the right angle, then it is said to be a right angled triangle. Whereas in your obtuse-angled triangle, one of the angles in the triangle will be having an obtuse angle. Then the triangle is said to be an obtuse-angled triangle. We are going to see about quadrilaterals. And in quadrilateral, we are going to discuss about the parallelogram. Since your parallelogram is a quadrilateral, it will have four sides, in which the opposite sides are parallel to each other and they will be equal in length. So that is the condition for a figure to be a parallelogram. The opposite sides must be parallel and they should have equal length. It is not necessary that the diagonals of parallelogram should be equal. So the diagonals need not be equal in length in case of a parallelogram. Next we are going to study about rectangle. Rectangle is a type of quadrilateral as it has 4 sides, and it is a type of parallelogram which has the opposite sides to be equal and parallel to each other. So it has equal length and they will be parallel. And the diagonals will also be equal in case of a rectangle. And the 4 angles of your rectangle will be right angles. So, if the angles in your parallelogram are equal and the diagonals of the parallelogram are equal, then that turns out to be a rectangle. In case of a square, it is a type of parallelogram in which all the 4 sides are equal in length and they are parallel. The diagonals will also be equal in length. So your diagonals are also equal, including the right angles, which are the 4 angles in a square. So thus a parallelogram can become a square if all the 4 sides are equal and parallel in length and the diagonals are also equal with 4 right angles to be the angles of the figure. Then it will be a square. Next we are going to discuss about rhombus. In a rhombus, all the sides are equal in length and the opposite sides will be parallel to each other. But the diagonals are not equal in length. You can see that the diagonals are having different lengths and the opposite angles are also equal. So the angle over here will be equal to the angle over here and the angle at A and C will be equal. So that is the condition for a quadrilateral to be a rhombus. A quadrilateral is said to be a trapezium if it has one pair of the sides to be parallel to each other. The other 2 sides are not parallel. So if you see, the red lines represent the sides which are parallel, whereas your blue lines represent the sides of the trapezium which are not parallel to each other. Next we are going to discuss about polygon. A polygon is nothing but a closed figure with 3 or more than 3 sides. Polygons are generally named based on their sides. If a polygon has 3 sides, then it is said to be a triangle. If it is 4 sides, then it is said to be a quadrilateral. If it has 5 sides, then it is said to be a pentagon. If there are 6 sides, then it is said to be a hexagon. If a quadrilateral, which is a polygon, has 7 sides, then it is a heptagon. If a polygon has 8 sides, then it is an octagon. If it has 9 sides, then it is known as a nonagon. If it has 10 sides, then it is said to be a decagon. If there are 12 sides, then it is said to be a dodecagon. So this is how the polygons are named based on the number of their sides. Thank you so much for joining GTech. Hope you would have studied about the two-dimensional figures. Thank you.